Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my 1GP to Twisted Bow flipping series. In this series, I'm attempting to earn a twisted bow in under 1 year. If I fail this challenge, I'm going to be giving away all of the money that I have earned, as well as eating the spiciest pepper that I can find. We are about 4 months into the challenge right now, and we are definitely above where I need to be. By around month 6 is when I initially wanted to hit the halfway mark. I think we're gonna beat that, but it's still gonna require a lot of hard work and dedication to make sure we're constantly changing our flips, as we are on schedule to get the 1 bill in time. And if you guys are enjoying the Twisted Bow series, I would appreciate it if you left the video a like. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so we finished off the last week at 370 mil, very close to 400 mil, which is a really exciting milestone. Now, one thing I've really noticed this week and the last couple of weeks is the big bottleneck here is the amount of offer slots I have. I'm not really sure why, but the RuneScape market, the margins are really slim right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's this big series I'm making about it. But anyway, I'm not getting as much more return out of these really expensive items over the kind of mid-tier PVM items. Honestly, the margins are often the same. Either that or I just need to mix up the items I'm doing. What that is to say is I'm kind of getting bottlenecked by the amount of offer slots that I have. I think if you had 2 accounts running, while you need to take into account the cost of more membership, you may actually do quite significantly better just by doing more mid-tier items. But I digress. We're going to try to keep some variety this episode, and I'm kind of looking for ways to make this 20 minutes or 25 minutes a little more interesting, because in general I just kind of have a bunch of different flips together. Now, when I first started making these episodes, I had a bunch of like little flipping techniques to do, little cutesy things that would make you a bit of money, but in general, just straight up flipping is going to be better once you get into the higher cash amounts, as the more cutesy methods are only really good when you don't have a ton of capital to work with. They give you good returns, but yeah, not as good as some of these more expensive items now. I'm going to start off with a few different items here. We're doing Snapdragon Potions Unfinished. A really big investment there of almost 100 mil. Like, look at that. On a 9 mil item, we're getting a 12k margin or something. Like, that's horrendously bad. I would never do that. But that is very common on a lot of these items I'm trying. A 50k margin on a Brimstone ring is pretty good, but I mean, still, I would expect more. I think one thing I want to work on more is spending even more time looking for items. It feels kind of bad having to price check a bunch of different items and losing money. However, I mean, like, I'm taking a 15k profit on the Arim's robe top. It's not a horrendous return on investment, but probably not the best use of an offer slot, but we ended up putting it in anyway, just to do this kind of quickly. Actually, pretty good margin on the Elder Maul. We'll go ahead and do a full bind limit worth of that. That's going to be it for our money, and let's get this started. Now, one goal for overnight flips that I kind of want to set myself is to earn at least 2 mil in profit. 1 mil would be the minimum required. Any less than that is just a complete fail. But I want to shoot for 2 mil in profit. Every single night where I put in really slow flips, that's how much I want to earn. So let's see how much we made today. Well, I got pretty lucky on one item here, the Snapdragon Potion, which I got 150 GP margin on, and I did the full 10,000 of it. It was a 100 mil investment, but we got 1.5 mil back. The next best thing was the Ring of Coins, where we got 520k back. On the rest of the items, we did profit just a bit, a couple hundred k, for a total profit of 2.4 mil, which is above our expectations. Very happy with that one, although we did get lucky on the potions. I haven't had much luck on the Crystal Tool Seed lately. The quantity that are sold is pretty low as far as I can tell. I never end up buying more than a few, either that or I just never get the price right. However, we're going to try again. Right now, I'm putting in slower offers, which is kind of a mistake. If I'm going to be at my computer, I really want to be putting in higher volume PVM items or resource items, as I find I'm getting a much better return from actively flipping over doing some of these slower items. So to finish it up, we're going to put in for some regen bracelets as well as the Vigor's chain maze. That should use up most of our money, and we'll check back in a little later today with hopefully a few sales. Now, well, I said I wasn't going to do any of these slow items, but they did work pretty well, I can't lie. The Tormented Ornament Kit especially, we ended up getting over 150k margin, giving us a profit of 1.2 mil. Very happy with that one. We ended up making around 700k on the Vigor's chain maze, 700k on the Ranger's tights, and we broke even on everything else so far. Pretty good. We ended up getting another 2.6 mil profit, bringing us up to around 5 mil on the day. That is definitely higher than the daily requirement is to meet our goal. Theoretically, we need to get around 3.5 mil a day. for 1 year to get a billion GP, although we would like to exceed that. One of my favorite items from when I started flipping them was actually the Ceradomin's tier. I often got 400 or 500k margins on it because it was just low volume enough that nobody else would do it, but it was just a common enough drop that there were enough traded for one person. I've tried the Infinity robe top and bottoms a lot and they just never end up panning out. They often have really good margins, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it never ends up working, but we're going to give it a try. So as we're getting up to 400 mil, each offer slot should be at least around 50 mil. Otherwise, we're going to have to really overcompensate in an offer slot. We ended up just price checking a Sanguinesti staff. Didn't mean to do that, but oh my god, it has a 1 mil margin on it. Ooh, that was an expensive price check. Hopefully we can at least flip a couple of those. That would be awesome. Well, these were supposed to be overnight flips, but it is now 5 p.m, so we kind of missed that a little bit, but that happens. Now, I did end up flipping the Sanguinesti staff for around 900k, which, well, is pretty good. We ended up doing 2 of them, so we broke even on one and profited on the second one. Once again, I lost money on the stupid Infinity top. I don't know why I keep doing it, but we lost like 500k on it. We made some of that money back on the other items like the Torture Ornament kit and the Tormented kit, but still only about a 1.2 mil profit. So we didn't meet our 2 mil goal, and on top of that, the day is almost over. It's like 5 p.m. But regardless, let's see what we can get done. Well, I guess that will do. Not an amazing margin, but it's still 80k. I guess the item isn't actually that expensive. We'll invest 100 mil into Ancestral Hats. And next up here, we're going to do the Ranger Glove. We're going to do a quantity of 16. We'll probably do that overnight, hopefully. Not likely though. We have looked through like 10 different items now, and we're going to settle on the Malediction Ward. It's not an amazing margin, but good enough, and we'll come back in the morning. Hopefully we won't sleep in to 5 p.m. again. Well, look at that, guys. I actually checked this before noon. It is 11:11. Lucky time of the day, and our overnight flips were pretty average, or maybe slightly above average even. We had about a 300k profit on almost every item, so it's not that exciting, but really it was all just steady profit. The best one was the Guardian Boots, or will be when they're all sold anyway, with a 700k profit. Everything else, pretty average. We ended up getting 2 mil and 74k in profit, which just squeaks by our overnight goal. If we make 2 mil overnight, that means we just really have to make 2 mil or 3 mil during the day, which is a lot more manageable. Now, one thing I maybe haven't clarified too much is there are definitely other flips I'm doing. I don't record everything, as I think making more progress overall is better than making sure I have recorded every singular flip. Now I'm getting back on board the Rings of Stone again. The margin looks good, but man, we had to hold those for a long time. Overall, maybe it was worth it, but it's hard to tell because it took so much time. And beyond that, we're going to do a couple other higher margin items because I'm not going to be at my computer much today. We're going to do Hydra Leathers, Guardian Boots, Torture Ornament Kits, and Elder Mauls. They're all nice mid-tier items with around 50 to 100k margins on them. So we'll leave those in for now. I'm going to go do a 5 or 6 hour hike. And if I survive, I'll be back in the morning. Otherwise, well, I guess you won't be hearing this. I already severely regret buying the Ring of Stone. I think we're already losing 1.5 mil on it, and we still haven't sold them. I hate it. Well, anyway, besides that, we had a few good things happen. We ended up getting 2.5 mil in profit. It was in big part to just 3 different items: the Hydra Leather, the Guardian Boots, and the Torture Ornament Kit. Both of them we ended up getting 15 of, which is kind of rare. I mean, I think the Hydra Leather actually has a buy-in limit of 15, but the Guardian Boot is only 8, which means we managed to do twice the buy-in limit overnight, which really doesn't happen that frequently. So once again, we did meet our overnight goal. I'm really happy with that. Now, I've been kind of repeating a lot of the same items recently, and that's kind of just me being a bit stumped on where to go from here. We've gotten to a point where I feel like I'm wasting money often on offers, but I can't really find something else that is more expensive and gives me a better return. Having more money definitely has helped for when I'm actively flipping, but for overnight stuff, I haven't really found any better options from when I had 200 mil versus now when I have double that amount. If you guys have any suggestions and you don't care about that item anymore, leave a comment down below. I'll happily try it. Today is another one of my days off, so I'm not going to be checking in much today. So we're going to put in pretty similar items, and I will see you guys tomorrow. We are starting to realize the losses on the Rings of Stone. We've sold 2 of them so far for a 200k loss. I'm really not happy about that one. We won't count that loss until they're fully sold though. One item that worked incredibly well last night is the Guardian boots. We ended up getting 20 or 22 of them or something. We got a lot, and we got almost a 100k margin on them, which means we got 1.7 mil off of the Guardian boots. I'm really happy about that. And we also got around 720k on the Din's Bulwark and 360k on the Tortures, which means I got 2.8 mil overnight. Really happy about that, although it does look like I'm gonna lose like 3 or 4 mil in the Rings of Stone, which really not happy about that one, but what are you gonna do? I guess just don't make the same mistake 3 times now. So we have quite a bit of money, but not many offer slots, so we're gonna chuck in a offer for the Sanguinesti staff. We're also going to put an offer in for the Dragon Hunter Lance. I haven't tried that item much at all. I should be able to get a 200k margin at least. And last up here, the Guardian boots have worked quite nicely. We're just going to put in for more of those, and we'll check back in later today. Around 3 days later, and we finally sold off the Rings of Stone, and we have realized a pretty bad loss of about 4.6 mil. We lost on the Ring of Stone. Unfortunate, but I'm just never going to do that item again. Now, how much of that can we bury in today's profits? Some of it, but not all of it. We ended up actually getting 1.2 mil in profit on Steam Battle Staves. Really impressed with that one. We got like a 10 or 15% ROI on that, which is really good. We would have actually profited 2.1 mil overnight. However, with the big loss on the Ring of Stone, we ended up losing 2.4 mil overall. That brings us up to 382 mil. We'd be at about 386 had we not lost a bunch of money, but what are you gonna do? So finally, we have a blank offer slot. We're gonna put in a ton of offers as it's 3 p.m. I'm probably gonna be gone for a while. Now we're starting off with the Fremenic Kilt. Next up, we're going to do the Guardian Boots. Once again, been a very nice item for us this week. Now, one thing I want to make sure I do more often is checking the item on GE Tracker, even if I'm just price checking it on the Grand Exchange, as I've gotten burnt a few times this week just by items being inflated in price when I go ahead to price check it. And next up here, we're going to do the Arim's armor set for around 3.9 mil. Now, I'm going to price check the Truver Parchment again. That was the item that made us the most money on the entire account. We're going to try it again. We're going to go for 50 of them. And the margin obviously is slimmed down quite a bit to around 20k, I believe, but pretty good still for the item's price. On that same tangent, we're going to try the Ornate Maul Handle. Actually, there is going to be a few new items this week with the new LMS reward poll. We'll see what ends up passing, but there could be a bunch of new rewards that we could flip. We're going to do the Dragon Claws, although considering I'm probably not going to be checking that for a while, could be a wasted offer slot. Well, that is going to be it for today. I think the offers I have in here should be good, and let's see if they work out. Alright, it is September 15th, and today's my birthday party, guys. I'm pretty excited. Some friends are going to come over. So this is going to be the last check-in for a couple days, potentially. We did pretty well overnight. We got 1.6 mil in profit, which I'm happy with. We didn't reach our overnight flipping goal of 2 mil, but it's still relatively good. We ended up getting 740k on the Justiciar armor set, 520k on the Ring of Third Age, and about 330k on the Pharaoh Scepter. I'm going to be putting in a few offers here, but I'm going to skip ahead until I think the 17th most likely. I may or may not do a few flips in that time period. If there's anything significant, I'll let you guys know, but otherwise I'll see you back on September 17th. So today is September 17th. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We were kind of slacking over the last couple of days because it was the birthday weekend. But now we really got to get down, get some good flips in, and really try to make a ton of money. Today I'm going to have the most time to do it. So let's get started. Now, what do you think the odds are that this day counter is right? I haven't checked it in months now. It says day 120, which is probably mostly accurate, but I mean, who knows? So anyway, we ended up making a fair bit of money on the 17th of September. It is the morning of the next day. Now, I was showing a bunch of different flips on screen. I think overall from the entire day of active flipping, I got around 9 mil in profit, which is quite good, bringing us up to 390 mil. Oh, we're so close to another huge milestone level. I'm really excited. 400 mil, and then that's only 100 more mil till we're halfway done. I think we should be able to get 500 mil by the time we hit 6 months. Now, that may not seem that good. However, considering that the first month was really slow, as we started with only 1 GP, I think we should be on track to hit the 1 bill with plenty of time to spare. Now, one flip that was working really nicely for me yesterday was the Justiciar armor set combination. I was getting around a 400k margin on the set combination, and I have enough money now I could do 3 at a time fairly easily. So that's like 1.2 mil in profit every time I buy 3, and they are fairly quick to buy. I'm going to continue on with those today, and we'll check back in tomorrow. We're checking in pretty early at the morning of September 19th. Our overnight flips actually worked quite nicely. We got pretty much everything gave us a pretty solid profit. Very rare case here, everything actually sold off overnight, which means we'll be able to check exactly how much money we got just from the differences in our cash stack. Yesterday, I was at 390 mil. And once we go ahead and claim everything here, we're up to 394. So we ended up making around 4 mil overnight. I really hope we can get to the 400 mil mark in the next couple of clips because we're running out of time. I think there was actually a new item that was released today, the Wilderness Crab Teleport. For some reason, that was the only thing that passed in the LMS reward poll. We'll give it a try. I'm not super optimistic about it. I think it only costs around 30k, and the volume seems to be rather low. That being said, I'm still going to try it, I think. Well, really no luck on this new item. I only got 5 of them. I just got really lucky on that Truver Parchment when it originally came out. I guess just nobody else knew about it or was flipping it. So far, none of the new items have had nearly the same margin on them, but that's okay. We're still making good profit on some of the other items. So I finished up the last night of flipping. Tomorrow, I'm going to be uploading the video. So hopefully I can get the 400 mil before that, because otherwise it's just going to be really awkward. I've been trying my best to just do a bunch of high margin quick flips just to get that last couple of mil. We actually got a really nice cheeky flip on the battle staves for 1 mil off that one. Really unexpected, but okay, we're up to 396 mil, which means we need to get 3.5 mil overnight. So anyway, I'll check back in tomorrow morning. Hopefully everything is sold off, and we'll see how much money we're at the end of this week's episode. Alright guys, the moment of truth. It is September 20th today, and we have everything sold off. We have about 54 mil in the inventory. With a couple of really nice flips overnight. The notable ones is this uncut red topaz. Bought it for 38.60 and sold it for 39.32, which I think means we made almost a mil on it. 36.400, okay, closer to 700k, but still quite nice. Another really good one was this Dragon Crossbow U. It took almost all day, but we got, what did we buy them for again? We bought them for 26.75 and we sold them for 28.75, which means I got about 1.6 mil on that one. Quite nice. Now, unfortunately, we lost a bit of money on the Samarakian Spear. Torture Ornament Kits, I got around 600k on. The Eclectic Impling Jar, I think I got around 500k on as well. Oh man, this is going to be really close. I'm not even sure. Is it going to be enough? And it is. That is good because I'm... Oh my god, I just barely made that by 5,000 GP. Whew, I did not plan that, but that is very lucky. And that is going to be it for today. 400 million coins. That is a lot of dough. I think we started this week's episode at 370, which means we got around 30 mil this week. Not bad. That'll be around 120 mil in a month. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I would appreciate it if you left a like, and I will see you next time.